Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today, I get to share with you this book called Sir Fig Newton and the Science of Persistence, written by Sonia Thomas. This story is about a girl named Myra Williams who is entering the summer after 6th grade, but it's not exactly the summer that she had imagined for herself. Her best friend Thomas has moved very far away from Florida to Washington, D.C. Her parents are acting a little bit strangely since her dad lost his job, and she has broken her cell phone, and everything is falling apart for her. So she also has big dreams for herself. She is a scientist and she dreams of being an astrophysicist, going into space, and one day walking on Mars. Not only that, but she dreams of being the greatest scientist ever, behind Einstein, of course, and she approaches everything in her life from that perspective. So she collects lots of facts, does hypotheses, tests her theories, and determines what the truth really is based on those facts. Now, as she goes through this story, she spends some time with her grandmother, and her grandmother looks at things a little bit differently from Myra. So while Myra looks at things from a fact-based perspective, her grandmother looks at things from a faith-based perspective, and that causes a little bit of friction between them, but it also causes Myra to look at the world through a different lens. So while things seem to be flowing kind of out of control for her, she grasps on the facts that she can conclude and collect about each situation. But she also tends to take a little bit of her grandmother's advice and sees how faith can kind of work into that as well, that there's not necessarily a divide between science and faith. So this story is great for middle grade readers who are pretty confident in their reading ability and enjoy contemporary fiction. So this book is written in a really pleasant way. The chapters are not super long. There's plenty of white space for those readers to explore. And then there's also a bit of email correspondence worked in alongside the narrative. So that changes up the approach a little bit as you're going through this as well. But middle grade readers are going to really enjoy the pacing of the story and the honesty of all of the pieces worked into it. Also, each of the characters and places in the story are really vivid and memorable, thanks to the writing of Sonia Thomas. So you feel like you know each of the characters as you're going through the story. You feel like you're walking into the spaces where those characters are living, and that brings the story to a really tangible place for readers of all ages. So for those readers who like contemporary fiction, who are into the idea of science and scientists never giving up, this is a really lovely and heartfelt story that blends intergenerational relationships with the challenges of adolescence. So if this sounds like a great fit for you, I hope you look for it at your favorite bookstore.